A very good evening to all of you, and today we will discuss the Orchidaceae family, which is called the orchid family. And you know that the orchid is a monocotyledons, and this monocotyledons family is a very unique family because the most beautiful flowers having the different shapes belongs to this family. This family is, as we just talking about this family, as per the Bentham and Hooker, monocotyledons, Microspami, Orchidaceae is there, and Orchidaceae is there. This family is a very large family, and this recognized with the 900 genera and 20,000 species has been recognized with this family. This family, which we are calling the Orchidaceae family or the orchid family, is may have 50,000 hybrids may be there. So this family is very cosmopolitan, very complicated family also, and also very distinguished family also, because the various type of flowers may be there. Shoe-shaped flower is there, button-shaped flower may be there, and this family is economically important family, has also been recognized because this family is having the economic importance in industry. This family is also having very important one into the where Bengal region, where the most of the countries they are using this orchids in an economic aspect. So this family, as we just talk about the Orchidaceae family. So Orchidaceae family. So before going into this family, the various characteristics and various things which we are going to discuss, then we are talking about the Orchidaceae. So Orchidaceae, Orchis is the best example. Neosea is example. Dendrobium is example. Bulbophyllum is example. Vanda is example. The Neotia, the Bulbophyllum, the Capripedium, Habenaria is a very good example of this family. This family can be recognized with the epiphyte conditions may be there. So terrestrial conditions may be there. So in epiphytic condition, solar leaves being has been there into the stem. So these are called the pseudobulbs. And also the velamen tissue has also been recognized into the epiphytic orchids. The orchid flowers are zygomorphic, bisexual, epigynous conditions has been recognized. The inflorescence is racemose. In this case, the perianth of two or trimerous petaloid holes has been there. The posterior petals are large. The stamen is one, connate with the style in the column. The pollen grain is very important one. Pollen grain is very important one because they are waxy. The 2 to 8 pollinia per anther. The lower one are corticals. The carpels are 3. Unilocular. 3 parietal placentation is there due to the resuppination of ovary. In this case, the sterile outgrowth is also been recognized, like the rostellum as well as the gynandrium. The stigma style as well as the stamens has been fused in this case, and they are forming the very different type of structure, which is called the sterile outgrowth. There are certain medicinal orchids are also been there, like the orchis, the Platanthera is also an edible one. Vanilla, vanilla which we are getting into the ice cream, also comes from Vanilla planifolia. The Capripedium, Cordelia, Habenaria is the best example of this family. So this family, as we just talk about that the 900 genera and 20,000 species has been recognized. They are cosmopolitan, and in India 128 genera and 890 species has been recognized. The family, the best example may be the lady slipper, Capripedium, the vein orchids, Habenaria, Vanda species, Cordelia species. They are very good example. This is a Habenaria diphylla flowering plants, which is showing into the diagram. They are the simple perennial herbs of various habit, terrestrial, epiphyte or saprophyte. Most of them are epiphyte. The tropical species are mostly epiphyte, while those occurring into the temperate zones are largely terrestrial one. Most species produce fleshy roots, rootstock, cones, and buds. The terrestrial forms, Epipactis and orchids. Orchids are sympodially is in most of them are internodes and often swollen serve as storage reservoir of the fawn. Other develop a thick or fleshy adventitious root forming a large tuber which is help into the plant to overwinter. The epiphytic forms Capripedium, Cordelia, and Cymbidium are the most sympodially or sometime monopodial branching has been there. They are developed into the aerial shoot, which have an outer layer of water absorbing tissue, the velamen, the internal tissues of the green, which help in the photosynthesis. Most of the epiphytic form drop their leaves during dry season, and they usually develop one fleshy pseudobulbs consisting of one or more thickened internode into the stem. Each year, these epiphytes, while the epiphyte species who do not form pseudobulbs, have fleshy leaves, which is storage for store water and other reservoirs. Saprophytic forms has been there. Neotia is an example, which do not have green leaves. They have they have to produce a much branched fleshy rhizome with or without roots, and which absorb food as well as the material from the humus. The leaves are alternate, distichous, or rarely opposite leaves are there. Terrestrial in epiphytic species, the leaves are often fleshy and varying in the shape from linear to ovate. They are characteristically seating the base and encircling the stem. Sometimes in saprophytic species, the leaves are reduced to scales. Epipogon is a leafless terrestrial herb. Occasionally, there is one bulbophyllum or two, as in Dendrobium leaves. The inflorescence is solitary Capribidium and born in raceme, spike or panicle. The flowers are often very snowy and beautiful colored. They are branched, bracteate, bisexual, and rarely unisexual. The plant are monoecious or dioecious, zygomorphic, bilaterally symmetrical flower is there, and epigynous condition is there. The flowers are usually resuppinate as the anthesis, as in pedicel, or in ovary twist as in angle of 180 degree during the development. The perianth is into the trimerous holes, the outer often calyx, sometimes petaloids, and inner hole corolla-like. The tepals are free from variously connate or each hole. The three outer tepals are alike in appearance. They are imbricate or subvalvate in bud. Two lateral tepals on the inner holes are alike, but they are medium tepals in different in shape and size and color from the lateral tepal. It is bulbous, spurred, tubular, stabbed, and variously divided to contribute the beauty of the flower. This highly modified tepal is called the lip or labellum. When resuppinate, the labellum stand in an adaxial position. The labellum was considered by some earlier worker as compound structure formed by the fusion of two stamen or absent outer hole or a petal. However, Swami 1948, on the basis of her study of the floral anatomy, he concluded that the labellum represent only the three members of the inner hole, as no vascular tissue of staminoid origin is involved. The most characteristic part of the orchid flower is gynandrium or column, which is highly complex structure formed by the adnation of stamen style as well as the stigma. The endoecium is represented by usually one or sometimes two sessile anthers are there. There are two types, monandrous as well as a diandrous. The monandrous form, there is only the single fertile stamen terminal on column. The stamen is considered as to represent the interior members of the outer hole. The two hole lateral stamen of this hole, or also all the three of the inner or inner hole are entirely absent. The two lateral members of the holes are sometimes represented by, this is a structure which you can find it at into the floral diagram. The median members of the hole, which is fertile in monandrous form and represented by large staminoid condition, has been there. The other staminoid members are completely absent. The anthers are distichous, introse and opening by longitudinal shade. The pollen grains are either granular or agglomerate, was with into the waxy condition has been, pollen has been there, waxy pollens are there. The one end of the pollinia is extended into the sterile structure. The cortical, there are 2 to 8 pollinia per anther. As we just talked into the identification feature, they are free from more or less loose united. The gynoecium is tricarpillary, syncarpous, unilocular, 3 parietal presentation is there. Sometimes as there is a variation has also been there in apostasia. The ovary is trilocular with the axial presentation. There are numerous ovules on each placentation, in each placenta. In monodendrous form, the columns has been there, and this forms the fertile stigma along with the fertile stigma and a specialized structure organ, which is called a rostellum. The represent the third stigma, sometime habenaria, a portion of rostellum is modified into the visidia. And in dryandrous forms, there is no rostellum, and only the three stigma into the three stigma is simple and fertile. The fruit and seeds, the fruits is usually a capsule opening literally 3 or 6 hygroscopically sensitive values is there. And seeds are minute, often fusiform. They are rarely winged. They are non-endospermic, and the embryos undifferentiated. And the Orchidaceae family is, as I just talked into the 50,000 hybrids may be there. So in this case, the insects are attracted by their beautiful form, color, and fragrance. The nectar secreted into the sac of the spore, and so it is a labellum as well as the into the taxa. The immediate light seed has been there, sometime winged or suited to the distribution by the wind. So this is a floral formula: bracteate, zygomorphic, hermaphrodite, P3 plus 3, A 1 to 2, G2, or this is syncarpus, inferior ovaries there. And also in this case, this is the Orchidaceae is having the most beautiful flower in the plant kingdom. They are remarkable, having the color play and makes them favorite to the tourist as well as the horticulture. Many genera of these hybrids and cultivated in ornamental. The notable amongst these are Cypripedium, Cotlea, Habenaria, Vanda, Cymbidium, Epidendron, Orchis. The capsule of vanilla fragrance synonyms is Vanilla pleriforma and several other species of this tropical genus are source of vanilla extract into the commercial purposes and for flavoring food products. The tubers of Plantenthera habenaria are edible. The dried tuberous roots of Orchis constitute salep of commerce, which is used for farinaceous food and nervine tonic. It is also used in sizzling material in silk industry. Cymbidium alloyfolium is also been used as a sleep. So this systematic position is Bentham and Hooker divided the family into the tribes, which is called the Epilendria, Vendia, and Neosia, Ophredia, and Cypripedia. So last tribe, which have a two stamen and glandular pollen, is considered the most primitive. The two genera of the tribe, Apostasis and Neovedia, are regarded as several archaeologists as different family like the Aposaceae. So this are the very interesting feature of this family, as I'm just showing into the diagram. So this point you can understand that there is a sterile outgrowth which has been formulated the rostellum as well as the gynandrium. Gynandrium has been formulated by the stigma, style as well as the stigma. So this is a structure. This is a connective of the anther, and the two anthers are there. Pollinia is there, and in between the pollinia there is a rostellum is there. And the lower part of the pollinia is called the cortical, and there is a disc is also been there, and the whole structure which is called the rostellum. So rostellum, the basic part of this rostellum, or this is called the labellum. So these are the very interesting aspects of the flower of the Orchidaceae. So Orchidaceae, as we just started the point with Orchis, Neolacia, Dendrobium, Bulbophyllum, they are Neosia, the Bulbophyllum, Cypripedium, Habenaria. These are the best example you can say which we are using in our daily life. They are ornamental, and they are also been used in the industry. So thank you very much.